To Rome, Italy?
Usually,
Maybe?
yes.
Okay.
That's where they normally go.
Alrighty, in this hour, we are so glad to welcome two favorites, and they are winners. Clara Locke, the ST Assistant Life Editor, as well as Sarah Stanley, travel correspondent for the Life Desk at the Straits Times. Now, why do I say they're winners? Because let's give them a round of applause.
Hey!
They are winners of the travel section of the year 2025 at the Trev Media Awards Asia. Congratulations on your win,
Well done.
ladies.
Thanks so much.
That's why we must take their advice as we jump into this discussion. They are going to tell us all that we should know about Rome and Italy. Go.
Okay, so let's start this. Clara, you wrote about skipping the crowds in Rome. Sarah, you explored traveling Italy in the off-peak. The last time I went to Italy, it was spring, which is quite nice actually for me. How do you guys approach? How do your approaches overlap, and how are they different?
Okay, I can go first.
Yeah.
So I went to Italy off peak, and I went to Milan and Como primarily because the prices were really cheap when I searched for it.
Okay.
So I did like a random search on like the Singapore Airlines AI thing, right?
Yeah.
And I asked for airfare under $1,000, round trip, direct. And they gave me under $900 you could go to Milan and back, which is I think kind of crazy because we compare it to peak periods, right?
Okay,
It's about 1.5 now. Yeah, for round trip. So I think we decided because the price was right and because we didn't mind going to a cold country. Singapore was really hot at that point when we were searching for it. So we went with that option, and we're okay with it being cheap, maybe less crowded, and that's how we approached this, the initial planning.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, Clara can take yours.
And then I think for my trip, because it was a work trip, I went in September, October, and it was peak travel period. So
Oh gosh.
all the main sites, which you also do have to see when you go to Rome, were super packed with people. And when I read Sarah's story, it was with some envy because I was like, wow, it's so nice to be able to go somewhere where it's not so crowded, and then you get to enjoy the best of the local life.
It should have just been a full overlap for the both of them. You know what I mean? They just traveled together during
For
the
3
off-peak.
months.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Kenna.
September until November.
Kenna. Hey.
Okay, if the powers that be are listening, you know what these two want to do.
This is what we do every time we come on.
We should. We're just playing with your jobs. Yeah, just playing with your jobs with your bosses.
Okay, when you discovered that 75% of tourists just visit 4% of Italy's sites, were you surprised? I mean, how do you think a traveler can break out of the pattern?
Okay, this 75-4 thing I think is what Clara wrote in her article.
Yeah.
And am I surprised? Not really, because it's true when you go there are certain sites that people want to tick off, and I think it's made more popular because of social media, right?
Sure.
Everybody's posting that same like one backdrop of the Duomo, for example, or the same Colosseum in Rome.
Yeah.
So I think it wasn't surprising, but how people can break out this pattern is to think beyond these peak travel periods and know that the sites are still there. You know,
Right.
you just have to be okay with not traveling when everybody thinks it's the best time to travel.
Right.
So for me, it's like breaking out there, knowing that things are still there. There's still so much to see beyond what's there, during peak travel season. Yeah.
Right. How about for you, Claire?
When I was researching the story, I found out that low season in Rome is between, I think, November and the early part of the year, and the weather is more damp and cold. And I see why, especially for European tourists, don't want to travel when it's rainy. But for us Singaporeans, where every day it's so hot, like Sarah said, we don't mind a little bit of rain. And, if you can work that into your plan and do a little bit of things that are indoors, you can also see a lot more of the place when it's like more chill.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
so we
probably
really
right.
have to get our head around that, right? And really past that. I know everyone is saying it, travel during these times, but that is one way to just, get out of that peak season and we can enjoy so much more.
I know when we were in Rome, we did all the tourist spots. And then someone said, it was just over a coffee, someone said, have you seen where the chariots used to race?
Oh?
And we went, and there was nobody there. Nobody. And it was just awesome because we actually walked the whole place and There was nobody. It was great.
Wow. What are
Yeah.
the odds of that?
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
We're going to jump onto our Facebook Live and carry on the sharing of all these great tips. Come and join us.
Good times, great.
Okay, so both of you focused on going beyond the usual tourist spots. Can you each share one favorite local neighborhood or experiences that perhaps normal visitors miss?
Okay, I mean, I can share first. I think, I mean, like you mentioned, right, if you go to places that are maybe not so popular among tourists, you get an entirely different experience. You really
Yeah.
get to, enjoy the place that you're at. Like, for me, it was Bellagio in summer is crazy crowded, and Bellagio sits at the fork of Lake Como. So the peninsula where it splits into a Y, Bellagio is right there on the peninsula.
Okay.
And it has great views of the mountains, the Italian Alps,
Ooh.
and the lake. And in summer, it's almost impossible to get like a picture of the entire scenery like empty behind you, or
Right.
like you probably have to squeeze between people. But when I went, it was empty. There was no one there, and
Must
it
have been
made it-
unreal,
yeah, it made it so much better, even though shops were closed. But I wasn't there to buy
Sure.
things, I was
Sure.
really there to enjoy and soak in that little town and what it had to offer. And I think because it's not made for tourist travel, it gets very overwhelming when everybody packed into these narrow alleys and you have to climb like stairs that go up steep flights of stairs, basically.
Sure.
But I think that was probably the most exciting for me, being able to explore a typically crowded place in a completely off-peak season, and you really like soak in the atmosphere. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds really wonderful. And for you, Clara?
So I also went to somewhere where it was off-peak and you don't get the regular experience. So for instance, I was in Spelonga, which is usually a beach town, but it was not beach season.
Okay.
So all the like little shops selling trinkets were closed, and then there was nobody chilling under the beach umbrellas, which, if you are a beach person, you'll be like, oh, that's kind of a bummer, but like, I'm not. So I was like, this is great. There's no one. There were just these like prettiest cobblestone alleys and like a few cats and, like 4 p.m. golden hour sunshine. And it was so beautiful. And I think
Nice.
all of us share this commonality of wanting to go where nobody goes. And I think many travelers are like that. So if you think about, okay, where would everyone go and then go away from that? Yeah, you would likely find like a nice chill experience.
Actually, that's an interesting way of planning. You open up your map, you go like, okay, people are here, here, here. We'll go everywhere else.
This is why
a good idea, no?
Someone should have an app that shows you which areas are crowded.
It's like Marina Bay during NDP, is it?
Yeah. Hey, okay, so we're in Rome. That place is crowded, so I'm going to go over here now.
Yeah, we should call the app, don't go.
I think so.
Wow.
Where to go?
Okay,
That's the copyright
you're the
list,
rich one.
yeah.
You can
Here-
set it up.
So what? Why am I the... Okay. So we already have an idea for an app. See how well this interview is going. We're going to be rich by the end of this
I think so.
interview.
I
I will
think
make
so.
the app right now.
Okay. See,
You asked
she's
the
getting
question.
totally distracted now. So let's talk about Rome. Did visiting in a particular season or time actually make a huge difference?
I was surprised to find out that yes. So, usually I travel alone, and when I'm alone, I can just walk into a restaurant without a reservation.
Exactly.
But in Rome,
Yeah.
I was turned away at 4 different restaurants, and the Italians eat quite late, right? So they start their dinner service maybe about 7:30. So I started walking maybe about 7:45. And at 9 p.m., I was still on the street with no dinner, and I was so hungry. And I asked all these
goodness.
places, like, it's just one person. Like, can you let me in? I can sit at the counter. I can sit anywhere. But I was I was surprised to find the extent of how the local spots were so packed. And admittedly, it was because I wanted to eat at the better, more well-recommended places.
Okay.
And those were packed by people who knew what's up and did better planning than me.
Oh, so even though there were places that were not so well patronized, and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to starve a bit longer and I'll carry on walking. Oh, so I mean that's rough, man. You had a nice, wonderful day. You want to have a nice dinner, right? You turn out by 4 places.
Well, I found when I was there, walking the streets of Rome is fun.
It is. You see a lot.
Just get lost
Yes.
in
But you
Rome.
hungry, lah. You hungry.
Oh, you will. Eventually, they're not the more well-known places, but you will find the holes in the wall.
I will
to
put
eat.
that in my Don't Go app.
There you go.
I mean, the conclusion is that I got a takeaway pizza, and it's Rome, right? So any pizza is going to be great.
Yeah.
And it was delicious. But I think that showed me that in tourist season, you really got to plan. So spontaneity is maybe a little bit off the table.
Yeah, because you might
Oh,
starve.
right, okay.
Yeah, serious, man. How about,
So let's talk about this €2 Trevi Fountain fee. What the hell is that? The last time I was there was no €2 Trevi
Yeah.
Fountain fee.
Yeah, your 2 euros is in coins that you throw into the fountain, right?
Yeah, over your shoulder, and then you make a wish, and usually
correct.
people wish to return.
Yes.
So people still do that. But I
heard that it's also only limited spots that you can do that, right?
€2.
So have you returned?
3 times.
Oh, okay, that works.
So it works.
So it works
because he
lah.
threw, threw a lot of money.
Yeah, I threw more than €2.
Oh, I think what he did, right, was that he stood, right, turned his back, and then threw money to the travel agent and made another booking.
Okay.
Yeah,
They want
that's what he-
$3,000.
Yeah, that's right.
Not
Threw a lot of money. Threw a lot. Yeah, the travel agent got whacked by the bag of coins.
I do want to talk about something that a lot of people talk about, but they don't talk about on air. The safety of Italy. We talk about the pickpockets. We talk about that. Did you notice anything? Did you see anything
Ooh.
in off season?
Oh, for me.
Yeah, in
Oh,
off
yeah.
season.
I did. Oh, interestingly, along the main shopping street in Milan, they were playing this cup and ball scam straight on the street. Okay, Clara knows so much about this. She can share more, but basically, this cup and ball thing is where they put this tiny little felt ball in between 3 cups, and then they start shuffling it, right? And then you think like, oh, yeah, so easy. You know, this guy only shifted it twice, and then you pick it and it's not there, or like it's there for the first 4 times,
Yeah.
and then you win like an extra €50, and you're like, okay, now I can put in like 300 euros.
Yeah.
So we were seeing people like give like 50 euros at a time, which I mean could have been planted, which is what we think.
Yeah.
Okay,
But
okay.
at some point, it started attracting a crowd. And then this guy behind us, I went to my fiance, he whispered in my ear, "It's a scam, make a run for it." Yeah. And I was like, okay, because I think he was afraid that people getting pulled into it. So he was going around the rim of the crowd to tell people like, better get
Like a
get
local
away.
guy, like a local Italian
Like
guy.
a
or
local
something.
guy. I mean, he did seem local, but it was kind of creepy lah. He come behind
Of
me
course,
and
of
like,
course.
"It's a scam, move away." So we eventually left, but we can see how like people were drawn into it because the appeal of the money. He was literally fanging out 50s, you know, at one point,
Whoa.
and giving them up to the people who like had who had chosen right cup lah. So I think it still exists. We didn't see pickpockets, and we weren't pickpocketed, thank God.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Okay.
but I think this scam, because it's so open, it makes you realize how vulnerable tourists are.
Right.
Because they can do it
Right.
just out on the main shopping street.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, okay, Clara has something to say about this.
Okay, I want to
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
this.
I'm gonna say this
goodness.
one, yeah.
I can tell this story, but I think if I tell this story, the rest of your questions you need to ask really
Yeah.
because it will take up too much time.
Oh, okay. Try
No,
it.
go ahead.
Okay, basically, I was in Paris a couple of years ago, and then I fell prey to this scam. And it's like, what the hell? I've been covering travel for years,
Yep,
and I
yep,
warn
yep.
people about scams,
Yep.
but I just didn't know that this was a scam. And it was exactly the same thing Sarah described. I saw
Sure.
people win money. I thought
Sure.
it was really easy.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, I'm going to try. So I bet, like they said, the minimum bet was 50 euros. So I bet 50 euros and I lost that. And I bet another 50 euros and I lost that. And I was
What?
like, what the hell? That's crazy. That's 100 euros. And I think I was like shocked into my senses. And then I asked the guy politely, like, sorry, I think I made a mistake. Can I have my money back?
And then what did the guy say?
She very good at this kind of thing. Yeah, really, really.
Right, just look very
That's
sad and like
hilarious.
poor thing and pitiful, right?
And then that was when the crowd, which was all the while being like fun and supportive, they kind of turned nasty and they started pushing me
Wow.
away. And they said, we
So-
also played and we also lost money. And that was when
Oh.
it clicked and I realized it was
That
a scam.
because they were probably in it.
Yes, they were all actors.
Ah. Okay,
So,
we're gonna carry on the story.
We're
We're gonna
gonna
jump back
carry
on
on,
air.
This is good.
Oh.
Cliffhanger.
plot
Yeah.
twist.
Yeah.
Let's take that and pray. It's 9:25.
So
We're talking about
appropriate.
scams.
Yeah, we're talking about the scams that both the ladies kind of encountered. Clara, you went all in. You saw this similar scam. This was somewhere.
This was
in
Paris.
Paris.
Yes.
So you had lost 100 euros, and you turned to the guy and said, "Sorry, I think this is a mistake, and I have my money back."
And I
That's
have no-
hilarious.
I have no money, and then suddenly the crowd around you just turned nasty.
And they started pushing me away. So there were all these bigger
Wow.
guys. And
Oh my
so I
gosh.
just like
Oh, wow.
moved back. And that was when I got really mad because I realized it was a scam.
Oh, no.
And then it also clicked in my head that if other tourists know it's a scam, they can't do their thing anymore. So I started yelling from across the street, like, this is a scam, like, they're trying to steal everyone's money.
Oh, wow, you're super brave, man.
And then I went to the guy who was playing with me, and he was wearing one of those coats that had pockets where he put the money in.
Yeah.
And I started grabbing his coat, and I started screaming, give me back my money!
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you.
Clara, you are
Wow.
a warrior, man. Yeah.
Like, it sounds crazy when I describe it like that. If someone else told this story, I'll be like, what? That's crazy. They could have stabbed you. And when
Yeah.
I came back and I told people in Singapore, everyone said, you should count yourself lucky you didn't get hurt, because
Or they
what if someone
trailed
pulled
you
a
or
knife
something,
or
right?
pulled a
Yeah.
gun?
Yeah.
But I think in that moment, it was just adrenaline, like fight
Sure,
or flight,
sure,
and then my
sure.
brain chose fight.
Yeah.
Sure, sure.
Crazy.
So I was just screaming at him, and I was just
Did he
pulling his
give it?
jacket, and I
Like a-
refused to let go.
Did he give your money back?
Eventually, after a long tussle, he did. Like, he gave me some
wow.
money. He just pulled a fist out of his pocket, and he was really smart because I think he had 2 stacks of money, and he pulled the stack with fewer notes. But he just was like, just get out of my sight. I think he was just sick of this crazy Asian girl screaming in his face, and so I just grabbed all the notes and then I ran, and I was really, really shaken.
Wow.
Damn.
yeah,
You
what a
are
story,
so
right?
brave. Super duper brave.
I would say I don't recommend this course of action because
Yeah, yeah.
it could have turned out
Yeah.
really badly.
Right, right.
but
Please do
right.
not practice this.
Don't try this at home.
This is just for giggles, okay? Don't.
For giggles, I'm
No,
just
it's
like,
funny to
oh,
listen to.
funny. Wow, no, but
It is
Clara,
hilarious.
so you got some of the money that you lost back.
Yeah.
Wow. But doesn't that just show how intricately these guys plan and execute everything? He even knows like which pocket to pull out money
Yes.
from.
Oh, yeah.
I think they've kind of like gone through the scenario and they're like, yes, I've prepped for
What
this.
if, what
the
if, what
crazy, Asian girl who's screaming at me for her money back, take it out from this pocket, not that one.
You are now a module in scam school.
What not to do?
Like scenario A, respond how, scenario B, and then scenario B.
Yeah.
How to handle crazy Asian woman.
Yeah. One, they know Kung Fu. Don't fight back. Yes, we all
That's
know
funny.
Kung Fu.
So, if someone is in Rome, say, for 48 hours, how do they split it? I mean, there are those bucket list things, and yet I want to see sides of Rome that perhaps the average tourist wouldn't see. How do I split that?
I think the first step is recognizing that you won't be able to see everything there is. You won't be able to see all the main sites. So for me, I would split it into like for 24 hours, see the main sites that you like absolutely really want, like pick 1 or 2, maybe the Colosseum or the Pantheon or the Vatican City. And don't try to do all so that you can immerse fully in the ones you do pick. And then for the other 24 hours, maybe go outside of the city, the main spots into like the suburbs, some of the parks that I wrote about in the story, so that you get a taste of more local life and you don't go away thinking Rome is just like craziness.
Yep.
But Rome is crazy.
It is. And
Well,
exactly
parts of
that
it is.
expression, right? We are going to jump onto our Facebook Live to carry on this discussion. Come and join us.
Let's go.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Buongiorno. Is that correct? No.
Well done. I think it is, right?
Is it?
Buongiorno? Yeah, I think,
Buongiorno.
Yeah.
Buongiorno. Eh, bella,
Yeah.
buongiorno.
just don't say it to an Italian.
Oh,
Yeah.
Better not
So,
try. Better not. They look at me like another one just trying. I don't know what's worse, that crazy Asian lady who tried to take my money back, or this one trying to speak Italian when
Trying
they
to
don't
speak
know anything.
Italian,
Okay,
exactly.
Okay.
So, the other thing Singaporeans are going to want to know about is food. So, you walked forever
Poor thing lah.
to get a takeaway pizza.
No, to be turned down once is hard. Then
4
twice is like,
times.
3 is like, then you start taking it personally, like, why? And then 4th is like, come on, man, I'll just starve. And then you get dramatic, right? But
So-
then you finally got pizza.
So, what's a meal you would say genuinely surprised you while you were there?
In Singapore, we eat, some innards, like we eat kway chap.
Yes.
Like the beef broth and everything.
Hey.
And I had a dish of tripe. And it was done completely differently to what we know here, which is like soup or like that starchy
Yeah.
sauce.
Yep.
So here they had it with pecorino romano, which is like a salty sheep's cheese that's
Yes,
made in the
yes, yes,
region.
yes,
and then
yes.
they had some tomato sauce to cut through the richness.
Wow.
And just this whole bowl of tripe together with crusty bread.
That sounds good.
I'm an
that
awful
sounds
kind
so
of girl,
good.
so I thought that was really good.
Oh,
High
that
five,
sounds
girl.
really
High
good.
five. You know what? I will be. The fact that she likes offals, because I am that kind of a person. I even eat like pig's brain and stuff like that. I would join you, and we will scream at
I
those
stop at
scam
brain.
artists together.
I stop at brain. I'm sorry.
What? It's
I
like
wouldn't-
chawamushi. It's nice.
No.
Sarah's like, I can never look at Lovey in the eyes again.
Brain.
Yes.
So glad I'm not facing you right now.
But you work with me every day.
I know.
I will bring some in one day. Very famous one. Okay.
No, Sarah, anything
no,
that genuinely surprised you while you were.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, but unlike Clara, because I went off season, everywhere took me in.
Come!
They're like, you want to eat at my
please.
place? No, my place. My place. Yeah, so I really had a good meal. I had a good meal everywhere I went. I mean, the
Wow.
only place we had to really book in Milan was at this place called Gloria Osteria, which is like a 1970s designed restaurant, and it was very
Okay.
quirky and all that. I had a really good panna cotta. I don't know if I had panna cotta all my life, sure,
Yeah.
here and there, right? But this was like, wow, the Italians do it different. You know, it's so creamy, and they add lemon zest here and there. And I'm not a fan of candied peels, but
it worked.
That worked with the panna cotta. So I think, everything's great for me because
Okay.
off season everybody wanted me, right? but the food wise was great. Lah.
But there you go. That's another reason why we should try and look at traveling off season, right?
Yeah.
You are popular, right? You get to experience some of the best foods in these restaurants that usually you need to make a reservation for.
Yeah.
Okay, we've established that there are the places where you're going to need to make a reservation, but there are also, and every country in the world has this, the tourist trap reservation outlet, right, or restaurant. You don't speak Italian. How do you tell one from the other?
For me, I think it's like when you walk down the streets surrounding the tourist areas and there are people standing outside with menus and maybe they are not Italian and then they're like, come in. You see on the menu there's this whole range of things including like pizza and types of pastas that are not necessarily from the area. I don't think the food will be bad, but like it will be mid.
Okay.
And I would say on my night I was trying to find these restaurants and I kept getting turned away. I will cover it and say there was lots of food to eat. It's just I didn't want to eat those things. I wanted to eat what
Right.
I knew would be
Understood.
good.
Yeah,
Right.
understood.
So in other words, if we see a young Japanese girl outside an Italian restaurant
Really?
welcoming you in Japanese.
It should give you pause.
Yeah, okay,
You
got
don't
it.
like that, lah. You know, the Japanese also do Italian food quite well, right? You know, that Japanese style Italian. You know, it's
Japanese.
different. It's
It's
different. I know
Japanese
it's
style.
different.
It's not Italian. It's Japanese style Italian food. Someone has sent us on our Facebook. Are there any good local markets?
Ooh, good question.
In Rome,
Yeah. Oh,
I've heard there are.
did you go to them?
So I went to
Yeah.
I might be saying it wrong, but I think it's called like the Trastevere area. It's the old Jewish area. And I took a food tour there. So
Oh,
as
fun.
part of the food tour, they started at a local market where they had these like deli-like stores and they sell like cheeses and cured meat, your prosciutto, honey, and the nice thing about taking a food tour is they introduce pairings that you wouldn't normally think to order. So for
Oh.
instance, they paired like something like ricotta with apricot jam and it just works so well. It's like sweet and salty. And you can buy stuff from there vacuum sealed to take back. So things like Parmigiano Reggiano travels really well. You can keep
Okay.
it in your fridge forever and the prices are really good there. So
okay.
yeah, definitely. That's not the only local market. There are lots, but you can just search on Google local market, read some reviews and find something that, people will tell you if it's not a tourist trap.
When you went on this food tour, how did you find the tour? Did you Google it or what was
I
it?
booked it on Airbnb Experiences.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Actually, that's the thing, right? A lot of the travel apps, Expedia, for
Yeah,
example.
they all have it.
Yeah, they now have a lot of like experiences that you can conveniently book, right?
Yeah.
So that's also another tip, right? Don't just go to the local market, do a tour of it. Yeah, then you get really inside sort of information and experience as well.
A lot of people think that Rome is only the Colosseum, the Parthenon, and the Vatican. If you want history, there's got to be more to it than just that, right?
There are lots of when I was talking about going to the suburban areas. So for instance, I went to, they call it like the Park of the Aqueducts. And
Okay.
it's just this large park that's maybe 30 minutes from the city via subway. And it's like East Coast Park, but with better weather and Roman ruins.
Now we know.
And no crocodiles in the water.
Exactly. And so, it's got this family vibe where you can just
Okay.
like people watch and see what locals are doing. There are all these like cute dogs and families running around, and people set up slack lines and they run on these slack lines between the trees. It just is like, it's that thing about how, travel reminds us that we're all people. And it was like just people being people in a different city in a gorgeous backdrop. And it's just nice to be there in the midst of all this and observe.
Sure.
Sarah, you wrote about using tech and off-peak timing for traveling smarter. Tell us about that.
Okay, I mean, like I mentioned earlier, I found Milan because it was under 900, right?
Yeah.
And it was on that SQAI thing. And I feel like AI is something we should use in order to reduce the amount of time that we are spending trying to, see which is the best for us.
Sure.
Like, I never would have landed on Milan if I didn't know that it was under $900.
Yeah.
In fact, among the other options were London for under $900 and Paris for under $900. So there were options that I didn't even know were possible for me in November had I not used AI.
Okay.
So that's one. And then off-peak timing, I mean, I think everybody knows that you travel off-peak, things are generally cheaper.
Sure,
Because nobody wants to go, demand is lower.
Sure.
So if you're okay with the cold, like Clara said, like mostly in Singapore, every day it's hot and humid and whatever, right? And you're okay with traveling to a drier, colder country, then just take the leap and book that. Is what I think, that should be done.
Clara, you got any practical hacks for experiencing Rome like a Roman?
Like,
I think when people research, they usually, you'll do a Google search and then you'll find like the blogs and the main websites and stuff. But a local told me you should look up like Italian Instagram accounts, and there's one that I tagged in my story, because they would have the recommendations that are really by locals for locals, and everything is in Italian, but you can use the translate function. And also when you watch reels, if the pasta looks amazing, it's just amazing pasta.
Sure. Oh, cool. That's actually that's a good tip.
Follow the locals.
That's a good tip.
That is interesting. I like that one. So after all these experiences you guys have had, we'll start with Clara first. After the experience, has your travel style changed?
Maybe not changed, because I've always loved traveling in off season, but I think it was reinforced. So I had I have additional reason now to really go where people are not going, when they are not going, and try to find more cool stuff to share with you guys.
Hey, that's the way.
Go.
Thank you so much in advance.
Sarah, has your travel style changed?
No, I think similar to Clara, I also prefer off-peak. I mean, I've been traveling to places that are generally winter. When I travel, it's winter season. And I think you're right, it reinforces that traveling to these places offer you a different experience that typically when people talk about summer travel in Europe, for example, it's always hot, crowded. You must make sure that that you're paying a premium for certain things. And like that just doesn't tick off anything on my list,
So you would never even want to just to compare, I will go during the peak.
Perhaps, but also you must be prepared that this comparison comes with an extra $2,000 for airfare, do you really want to spend that extra
That's
money?
True.
I mean, if you are going there for a certain reason and that reason is valid, for example, you want to see like flowers bloom in spring along the Dolomites or whatever, then that's something you want to take off. You should do it. You should pay for it. But if it's going to be leisure travel because you want to escape, you want to go somewhere to rest and relax, then I think off-season is a great way to explore that. Also, sorry, I wanted to add, right, one more thing to look out for when you go to Domo is people who give you bird seed in their hand, because when you throw these bird seed, pigeons fly all over the Domo and people get that really good picture.
That shot, is it?
Pigeons flying and all that. Yeah, so there are loads of people in that Domo space that's
throwing seeds,
giving you seeds in your hand. So they'll come over and they'll be like, I need to take, as if it's free, but you pay for it, because they'll grab your phone after that and be like, come, I help you snap some pictures.
Oh, man.
And then they'll demand some money after
that's a bit scary, though.
Yes,
grabbing
it
your
is.
phone and all that.
No, I've run into that in Morocco as well. I get
Yes.
the same thing.
So we
so
just
it's kinda
say,
scary.
sorry,
Yeah.
I'm not hungry at the moment, is it?
Yeah.
Maybe later,
not right now,
thanks.
My
yeah.
hair's not
Later.
quite right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but what about the pit? I can imagine this. Okay, beautiful shot. Yes, the birds are, in flight and all that. But what about the poo-poo?
Well, you catch that between the bird and you as well. If you get the picture at the right time, you actually have it in midair.
As much as people say it's very lucky, I'm like, no, thank
Yeah,
you.
not for me. Not
thanks.
today.
Yeah, not
No, but
today.
yeah, pigeons not so bad.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you a story of my daughter in Sydney
Oh, goodness.
in a minute. Okay.
Yeah, just a few seconds. We're
just a
going to
few
jump
seconds.
back on air. Come
Yeah.
and join us as we wrap this really fun chat up.
That's TLC, baby, 9:40. We are talking about travels.
And Sarah just shared about this scam, right? That's run in.
Yeah.
Just really quickly about
Como.
it involves
Yeah.
bird seeds, pigeons.
Correct. Birds, seeds, and pigeons, and people taking your phone to take a picture of you.
Scary.
But
And then they
basically from the
ask you for
Domo,
money.
There are loads of pigeons, loads of birds. And you toss bird seeds into the air. These pigeons fly. And then whoever's giving you the bird seeds will ask you for your phone so they can get a picture of you. But after that, they demand payment.
Wow.
So just, be wary of your surroundings.
I'm
there.
I'm getting very technical here. I'm like, really? The pigeons are so good at catching the seed.
Oh, you'd be
in the
surprised.
air? Really?
I don't know
Yeah.
about good. Maybe probably never think.
Yeah.
Probably the birds just
They're pigeons. They're pigeons.
So actually your
You know.
photos, right? It's not the bird taking flies. The bird getting like showered by all this. He's like,
Kind of like pelleted.
you know, yeah, pelleted. Yes.
And then
Yeah,
Lavi
yeah.
was asking about the poop. So I said you can catch it if you film it right between the bird and you. It's sort of mid-flight. My daughter had a one. Your pigeons, not so bad. We were at a seafood restaurant. This was many years ago. She must have been like
Where?
7 years old in Sydney. So the seafood restaurant had an outdoor area by water.
Seagulls.
Pelicans.
Oh, pelicans.
Oh, they're huge.
They're big.
They are.
And they poop big too.
Really?
Bam! Covered an entire shoulder.
Oh my gosh.
An entire shoulder.
And
You-
this,
her
one, this,
shoulder
this bird just
disappeared.
flew across,
It just-
right?
it-
Nobody
She
threw
was
a fish.
feeding. She was feeding, and this thing swooped in because it wanted to eat. And as it swooped over her, literally her shoulder was lost.
You know, you can't help
It's
but
huge.
feel really sour when you're putting the fish in the bird's
Oh, but you
mouth
should
after
have
it
you
pooped
should
on
have
you. You're
seen
just
us.
like,
We were rolling on the ground. We
Oh,
thought it was so
of
funny.
course you would.
as every good parent
As
should
all
be.
parents
Yes.
do, right?
Yes.
And
We
she
thought
was
it was-
7. I imagine when you see her shoulder,
Yeah,
she
it's
must
like-
have been tiny.
Yeah, like-
I think it's top half of the body.
Okay, one final question, and then we'll go into our quick fire.
Yeah.
Finally, what's one common misconception about visiting Rome or Italy that you would like to set straight?
I can take this first,
Yeah.
I think 10 years ago when I went to Milan, a lot of people were just speaking Italian, communicating in Italian. And I always had the impression that if I want to get things done, I need to know basic Italian, or I need to go there and all my reservations must be in Italian, right? But when I went to Milan this time, and even in Como, which is a bit more like outskirts, even though touristy from the
Right.
main city,
Right.
everybody speaks English now.
Oh.
And you
Yes.
can make your reservations online and it's entirely in English.
Oh.
Some of them even have WhatsApp, which is like kind of crazy.
That's
so
great though.
communication is
Yeah.
no longer the barrier that I thought
Okay.
it was 10
Okay,
years
good to
ago.
know.
And that's
Good
a
to know.
misconception I debunked for myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
But what you said, you can use all your, prepared
You mean
Italian.
like buongiorno and the like? No, not all.
You know, and
Duolingo on the back. No.
all those weeks you spent
all
doing the
those
exercises.
170 days.
Yeah,
of-
ayo. And how about for you, Clara?
People say that Italian men are terrible, they're like terrible flirts and they'll hit on you. But actually, I met people who are really nice and helpful in like a non-creepy way.
Yeah, so this doesn't count that guy who whispered
Except the
to you.
scammer, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and the guy was helpful.
The guy
that
behind
guy-
me, yeah.
The one.
Scam, move away. Yeah.
Okay, 3 quick fire questions for each of you, and then we're done, okay? When in Rome, do what the Romans do. What's the mistake that first-time visitors always make?
Eating at the wrong spots.
Okay. For Sarah?
Sarah,
Okay. Yeah.
what would you say?
Oh, in Rome?
mistake. Well,
no,
wherever.
just
First time
wherever,
wherever.
like, yeah.
Make.
Anywhere in Italy, what would a mistake be?
Oh, I know.
Ah.
Keeping your backpacks behind you
Instead of in front.
instead in front. Correct.
So make sure it's in front of
Always
you.
in front.
yeah,
Ah,
Yeah.
okay, good one,
Yeah.
good one.
Stick to an itinerary or get lost?
Pick one thing to do for the day and then get lost.
Oh,
There you go.
nice,
Wow.
nice. Okay.
Nice, I like.
I would say get lost.
Get
Okay.
lost. Yeah, just see what happens.
Because now they all speak English.
You never know.
Right.
It's okay.
Speak to some people.
Ah,
You
no
know,
problem.
You're single, you're in Italy, you might meet a non-creepy man.
You're hoping for that, right? then,
No,
Sarah?
no, I'm not. I'm hoping to find a non-creepy woman.
Oh,
But it's different.
more
That's
difficult,
another
yeah.
story for another day. Ancient Rome, modern Milan.
Pick.
Oh. ancient Rome because it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ancient Rome as well.
Yeah, I'm going for ancient Rome.
Okay, that's the conclusion.
Yeah, ancient Rome.
Alrighty.
Absolutely.
Ladies, thank you so much. What a fun chat. I think we've learned so much, picked up some really great tips. And you know what? You guys got to come back and tell us more.
Yes.
Thank you.
The Morning Drive. 1FM. Good times, greatest hits.